Okay, the word I was looking for last time was demo. The main composer of Sonic 1 and 2 made demos for these songs before they were eventually converted into the Genesis synth that we all know and love today. And I will say, listening to those demos is quite the experience.
I know I've heard something. Go ahead, you first.
So it's not. So it's kind of similar to what Josh Mansell did for some of the original Crash 1 music.
Exactly, but the differences are a lot more stark.
Oh, of course.
Because it's like a Genesis versus a PlayStation.
They basically had to recreate. They had to recreate it essentially for the sake of the Genesis.
I will look those up. It sounds like really interesting to like. It reminds me of Bubbles.
Why Bubbles?
Yeah, we can't breathe underwater. We have to suck up bubbles to
And this was unfortunately before the elemental shields were a thing. However, with the Taxman version, it is possible to actually activate the elemental shields from Sonic 3 and use them in Sonic 1 and Sonic 2.
How can you tell if you're running out of air?
Oh, you'll know. Oh. You will know. The game makes absolutely it won't hesitate to tell you when you're about to drown.
Does it show the numbers, or just show?
It shows the numbers, and the music does change.
Yes, yeah, you'll tell, but we're gonna try not to hear that song. But it also reminds me of like, you guys ever hear those after that huge data hack thing that happened with Nintendo? Oh, yeah, right there.
Oh.
So it tells you have a countdown.
I hear it.
Sonic's like, come on.
Come on.
I would have laughed if you actually missed the jump.
That was way too close.
Yeah, I was like, if your jump was just short enough where you weren't fully out.
And then hear a little squeak.
I got so worried there.
But yeah, so that's
like,
your...
Sonic, you madman, why won't you jump?
But yeah, that's the classic Sonic running out of air music. Get to a bubble.
And it's carried over in any Sonic game that has water traversal.
Oh, that does remind me. Sealy.
Oh.
Yeah. I actually know of another Sonic, like a 3D Sonic game that would make a decent enough starting point. Sonic Colors.
Oh, yeah, Colors would be...
Yeah, you would like Colors.
And honestly, yeah, like Colors would be a good entry point. And funny enough, I also think Colors is also another soundtrack she'd get a lot of kick out of, because a lot of it's very Mario-esque.
What they did with the drowning theme in that game is honestly beyond words.
And I'll have to listen to it. I forgot it. It's been so long. And then I need to... And that's right. I need to play her some of the music from Sonic Lost World.
Oh, Lost World soundtrack is also... Dude, Sonic Lost World has honestly become the most underrated soundtrack for me.
Definitely the soundtrack.
I'd have to agree. I love that music.
Gameplay, I'm still a little on the fence, but its soundtrack easily is really good.
Yeah. It's so weird, because I'm one of those dumb people that think that... I feel like, gameplay-wise, there's definitely a foundation there for a good Sonic. They was weighed down by so many, unnecessary additions.
Right. It's easily one of the more divisive games in the series. Like, it's also one of those cases where, well, I mean, granted, same damn thing. Some people think it's good, like me, and there's those that think it's a piece of shit.
Like most people.
Me. No, I don't think it's a piece of shit. It really did grow on me. There's just it's a divisive game.
It's one of those games where if you were to ask me to, I don't know, like replay it from start to back at any random point, I'd do it. Assuming it's the Wii U or Steam version.
So let's see. Oh, okay, I remember what I was trying to say. So that whole Nintendo leak is with the demo songs. It reminds me of, like, have you guys heard those people who, like, recreated, like, Super Mario World songs using the original samples before they were bit crushed?
Those were really not what I was expecting.
It's surreal. Hearing, like... It's surreal, and it's, like... It kind of makes me wonder, like... Is there, like, some charm that those songs were given by how compressed they sounded? Like, if you remove it, it suddenly doesn't have the same magic for some reason to me.
Probably. Yeah, I feel like a lot of it is nostalgia. Actually, real quick, I wanna make sure I get this right before I say my thing. You said Mario World, right?
Yep.
Yeah, Super Mario World for this NES.
Super World!
Yeah.
Super World,
honestly,
today.
I'd have to double check, but apparently the main theme to Mario World apparently has lyrics that were never used.
Right?
Mario. I think that's been a thing since the original Super Mario Brothers.
Oh, are we talking about that frickin'? Are you talking about that thing that frickin' Scott Falco did the animation for, or not? Hayden. Oh no, that's Super Mario Hayden. That's the fan song. Not bad.
You're fine. Oh, it's
remember that old animation, that old song?
Yeah, I remember it. And all those stills that make it look so weird.
Do you remember that, Sealy? Super Hayden Mario?
Super what, Mario?
It's like Super Hidden World or something, but it's like it's the one where they're all singing Japanese, but it's to the theme of Super Mario World.
Yahoo!
Between Mario and Bowser trying to sing for
You'll
Peach
have to
and
refresh
stuff.
my memory on that one.
Okay, I'll find it for you. It was something. So, okay, yeah, two of the farthest things away from each other. Sharing with her the aquatic theme from Lost World, because I think that song is like unironically very beautiful.
Are you talking about
And-
Seam Bomb's the grinding level?
See
Yes.
bottom segue.
Yeah.
It's now I think about wow, every song that has segue in it I've really liked. Simeon segue, Sea Bottom segue, they're solid.
It's a brand recognition.
Yes, but no, and again from that in general, I prefer. Not prefer. Crap. What the hell was I about to say? I do actually like the thing that Shadow the Hedgehog brought to the table, where you don't lose all your rings when you get hit, only a percentage of them.
Yeah, I know they brought that back for Unleashed, and then that's pretty much it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, like, that is one thing I'll give it.
Yay.
It's probably the only thing I'll give it, though.
And yeah, James, I'll definitely agree that having seen that stage and how much happens there, definitely a good idea to get the Chaos Emeralds before now.
Hey
Right,
guys,
yeah.
I'll be right back.
Okay.
Alright.
Oh, okay. Man, just when I was about to grill her for most Sonic stuff.
She'll be
So-
she'll be back. Don't worry.
So here,
And I mean, it makes. I mean, hey, we've had an interesting discussion so far, which makes up for the fact that this zone kind of stinks.
Yeah, it's
does.
easily the weakest zone in Sonic 1.
So while we're
And it almost became the second zone you went through.
oh god, thank God they
Yeesh.
rebalanced that. So while we are so I guess while we're here, even though I know we've had this conversation before, because I mean this is not at all the first Sonic thing we've done on this channel, but
Oh,
I feel like
absolutely not.
but I feel like it's important to like I mean this is like probably for this may be the first video some people look up if they look up Sonic in this channel. I guess I'll start with Hype since James is still under tense conditions. Hype, what was your like introduction to Sonic?
I played the games ever since I was a wee bab. I played almost all of the Genesis games. Actually, I think I might have played all the Genesis games growing up. Like, whether it be on my own Genesis, whenever I would go to visit my cousins. Then after a while, I kind of, because, there are some Sonic fans that did this. After a while, I kind of, like, phased out of Sonic or, like, not kept up to pace with it until a few years later, until I played Sonic Heroes, which is the game that got me back into the franchise. And funnily enough, that was right around the time they were starting to unveil 06. So after playing through Heroes and personally really liking it, and to this day still really liking it, I
Yeah.
see 06 and it's like, oh, this actually looks really interesting for a Sonic game. I wonder how it's...
Yeah, again, again,
could've
it's
picked a
weird.
better
06 was again, it was so weird. 06 was almost like 06 was going to be my actually, yeah, more or less the same thing. I played Heroes, liked it from what I experienced.
Actually, real
Shadow.
quick, I want to say before I went and suffered through 06, I also kind of went like a backwards trip through the 3D games. Like I did Heroes first, then I played Adventure 2 because I've had a lot of friends like not friends but acquaintances, really hype up the Adventure games, 2 in particular, and I played it and I really enjoyed it. Then I went to Adventure 1 and then 06.
Oh, okay. I played Shadow.
I mean, granted, thank you, GameCube releases.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, they were both the GameCube releases.
And yeah, and I played, more of the same thing. Played Heroes mostly. Played a little bit of Shadow the Hedgehog, so kind of eh. Played Song of the Secret Rings, kind of eh. And I was like, okay, but at least 06 is gonna. Oh no.
Oh no.
Yeah.
It was that. That was my introduction to what being a Sonic fan is like.
Welcome
at least
to the
for
dark
some-
period, my friend.
It was a very dark period. But then
And to think there are people that miss that era.
But then I honestly had the most fun with Sonic was actually probably from the handheld titles like Sonic Advance 1 and 3 I played. I didn't play 2. And then Sonic Rush.
2 is fine if you don't mind the tedium of getting 100%.
Yeah. I mean, granted, the Sonic Advance games in general, maybe Advance 1 being the exception, have very strict 100% requirements.
Oh yeah, that's right. I forgot about that. Yeah, I never played Sonic Rush Adventure. I know we're going to have to maybe do something for that one later.
I mean, it's more or less the same game, just with a lot more, back and forth involved.
And then I never played Sonic Rivals.
Rivals is alright. I'd honestly say this first one is you could easily skip, but 2's pretty good.
Okay. But yeah, no, never played much of the classic. I was not a...
Oh, boy.
Jeez, he's right
how
here.
did you get it?
See?
I didn't expect to see you here.
I wasn't ready. Mulligan.
So basically, yeah, this is a
If you were
unique
playing
enough...
as Tails, you could easily wreck through this portion right here.
Of course.
Yeah.
So, yeah, this is a unique enough Eggman thing where we're actually chasing him.
Yeah.
Of. Except now the water's caught up with us, so now this is going to be...
And there's
a
no
little more
bubbles
tense.
from here to there, so try not to fall at any point. And I have to say, that's probably one of the smoother ones I've had of this thing.
Nice.
Yeah, congrats.
And beat him
Oh
up.
boy.
Ah.
I left my egg oven on. Be right back.
Is it actually possible to deal enough damage to him so that he like
There
dies
is.
before getting to the top? Or, okay.
No, no. That's
Oh.
primarily. Honestly, this boss fight right here, quote unquote, does more or less lay the foundation for all the boss fights in Sonic CD.
Oh, that's fair.
Anyway, welcome to Starlight, one of the other famed levels in Sonic 1.
I love
But-
this theme.
Oh, definitely. And not as bad as Labyrinth, so a nice break. Whee. Whee.
Dude,
But,
hopefully Seely comes back so she doesn't miss on the fun.
So, I'm sure she'll get back soon. She's probably just grabbing something. And then, I guess while we're at this point now, since it's a nice, more relaxing, 16 lives, James, how about you with the Blue Blur's first game?
It's honestly funny, because I remember the first time I played a Sonic game was with, I think I brought up this story before. Back in my childhood, I went to see my folks in Bakersfield, like, fairly regularly, usually during the summertime. And while I was visiting them, we would go, well, they were a religious bunch, so we did go to church via the Salvation Army Community Center down there.
Well, that's a lot of bounce.
They did have a game room there
Whoa.
with a Sega Genesis in it, and a whole bunch of games for it. And the first game I played on for it was Sonic the Hedgehog 2.
Oh.
Now, that being said, I would go to play Sonic 1 not long after and wonder, where's that fun little fox friend?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, there are 2 signs. Interesting.
Oh, yes.
Yeah,
there's two lanes.
I can't help but wonder if that's a glitch or not.
I don't know if it's a glitch. I think it's just like maybe there's 2 different paths, or is there no lower path?
I'm not sure. But with that said, so yeah, I did play Sonic 2 first, then I played Sonic 1 immediately after, and then for the brief moments I could find it, or because, you were technically... They never really got on your case for really borrowing the games from that game center. I did find Sonic 3 on the occasion, found that one to be the best of the bunch, but could rarely ever play it, so it ended up being that valued treasure that I tried to find whenever I could.
Ah.
And then Sonic Mega Collection happened, and it's like, okay, thank goodness, balance is restored.
Yeah, I think... So, yeah.
Funny
Oh,
enough,
yeah.
though, like, my times playing those games was right around the same time the adventure games
Oh.
started becoming a
that's
thing.
nice.
I don't know if this is where they start introducing bottomless pits or not.
Well, there technically have been a thing.
Not quite as often as this, though.
Oh, there's one. Okay, well, so far so good. That's like our first actual death, I think.
I
Yeah.
believe so, yeah.
Well, actually, no, there was... Yeah, no, yeah. We rebooted... We restarted once or twice, but yeah, that's a...
So yeah, I guess those technically should count. But anyway, but otherwise, yeah, no. Like I started with the Genesis games right around the same time when the adventure games were starting to become, a thing. Like I do distinctly remember, like during one of those years, that's when they started really hyping up Sonic Adventure 2 for Sonic's 10th anniversary. And well, after that. Not long after that, like right around when the GameCube happened, I got Sonic Adventure 2 Battle. Then it pretty much went from
I'm
there.
back.
Like I more or less.
Hello.
Welcome back, Seely. By that point, I pretty much got just about every other Sonic game since.
But yeah, where we were just... All you missed is we finished Labyrinth Zone for good. Now we're in Starlight Zone, and we were just regaling about our own respective histories with Sonic.
Huh.
Basically, I got to play the Genesis games right when the adventure games started becoming a thing, and also wondering where the hell is that awesome game with the redhead trying to kill me at every turn.
Yeah. My exposure with the old games was like...
Also,
so,
holy shit, the snow music sounds awesome. It almost reminds me of a Michael Jackson hit.
Aw. Oh,
We'll talk about that later.
yeah.
Yeah.
It was, so it was, I did not grow up in a Sega household. We had all Nintendo, NES, we had the Super
Yeah.
Nintendo. Did not have a Dreamcast or Genesis or any of that. Oh,
Oh.
that was a weird sound I just made. But so then what happened was
Actually, you want to know? Mind if I bring up at least one funny tidbit regarding that my previous history that I mentioned?
what's that?
I know at one point we did go to the local Toys R Us because they were still selling Sega Genesis games at the time, and I know I was dead set on trying to get get Sonic 3 because I've been more or less been
wanting
pestering
it
my
for a
folks
lot,
because I wanted it. I want it. But the funny thing is, when we went to Toys R Us, I couldn't find it, but I settled on the next best thing, and I never tried before, Sonic Spinball.
Aw. Well, boy, what a consolation prize.
Becca's told me that Spinball's okay, just kind of repetitive.
It's repetitive and a little, it's mechanics are a little iffy.
It has a creepy boss.
It creepy. Devil damn those bosses. It also has a very nasty difficulty spike at the end.
Yeah.
And a nasty soundtrack at the worst of times.
Jeez. But yeah, I did not grow up in a Nintendo household, so potential oof material or whatever here is that my first time playing Sonic 1 was actually on a Game Gear my uncle had.
Well, I mean, I'll at least be fair. The Game Gear / Master System version of Sonic 1 is still pretty solid. Actually, it's one of the more solid Sonic games on the system.
And then my experience with Sonic 3 was actually playing the PC port.
How are you supposed to get up there? You can barely reach it.
Is it depending on how far you are along the, or do you have to jump with it, or?
It's one of those cases where you have to be at the very edge of the seesaw.
Okay,
Yeah, it's a little on the finicky side. Okay, that should do it.
Oh,
There you go.
okay, so there is something. Okay, so there is definitely something to it. I get you. Oh well, physics for you. At least it's not the weird carnival drum from 2.
EB3.
Was that 3?
Yeah, that
was
was
3.
that was Sonic 3.
Carnival Night Zone.
Oh, right. Right you are. The carnival
Was
zone
it
with the
was
carnival
it
drum.
2 or was it 4? Episode 2.
Did they ever make 4 episode 2? So they did make 4 episode 2.
Yeah, that was
Yeah.
the one with Tails.
It's also the one with I'm trying to think. There was the one with the actually really good Metal Sonic theme.
Yeah, it was pretty good. It was all right.
Okay.
And the Metal Sonic episode where he went through Sonic episode 1 levels.
I'm surprised
Yep.
okay, so you can damage him with the bombs.
Yeah, that's what you're supposed to do.
There is technically 2 ways to fight this boss.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
I wish that
But-
I wish that the bombs would do more damage because we'll get the bombs. And they're in a bomb factory.
Oh
They're
boy.
bombs.
Oh, I thought they were pies, and I wanted to buy them.
Eggman would make that mistake.
He would.
He would. He wouldn't.
That sounds
Boom
like
Eggman would
I
anyway.
mean, honestly, it very much would have been a Sonic Boom skit.
Absolutely. So okay, random ass thought now. Hi.
What's up?
When do you think was the first time you've ever done or were either inspired or motivated or actually full on I'm going to voice him in this? When was the first time you've ever voiced Eggman?
The first time I ever voiced Egghead. Gotta be honest, I genuinely don't remember.
Because it's definitely he's definitely one of the more frequent things.
I'm sorry to quote a separate franchise. I've ruined the lives of so many.
I remember.
I can't be
each and every
expected to remember them all.
It's fine, trying to remember trying to say what my favorite child is.
Such a big head, such a tiny brain.
I mean, we stop and think about it now that we've Crash 4 out of our system. I'm honest to God convinced that Cortex literally is Uka Uka's favorite child to torture.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
That's Uka.
And especially with that ending, but yeah,
Oh.
I'm not gonna lie, I know it was definitely early on in my voiceover stuff, because I do remember voicing them pretty early. I just don't remember what the very first project was. Although,
Real quick, by the way, oh shit.
oh boy,
But Jim,
I was
what are you gonna
I
do with
was-
the sandwiches now, James?
I was gonna say before that just happened, Seely, welcome to Eggman's Lair of Operations, Scrap Brain.
Yep, this is
send in everyone.
basically This is
Which
the
ones?
this is our final one.
Brought to you by Sand.
It's everywhere, but yeah, this is our final onslaught. Oh gosh.
Okay,
Yeah,
reason
that right
number
there is one of those
7.
cases where you have to pay attention to the the actual level background to notice that some of the pipes are broken.
Yeah.
But I did, since you were just talking about Eggman, and he is a character, that did remind me of something I wanted to talk with Celie about, just to get more Sonic conversations out of her. From everything you've seen, Celie, between what we've shown you of the games, which you partook in with the comics and whatnot, who would you say are some of your favorite characters in the series?
Tails.
Mm-hmm. Nice.
Tails and Tangle, even though she's comic exclusive.
Oh, that's still a favorite. Yeah,
correction. She is in one of the mobile games now.
Yep, she's in Sonic
that's
Freerunners. With Whisper, I think, as well.
Yeah, both her and Whisper.
Which I would not be against them full on adding her and or hearing what they would think of an official voice would be.
Remember when...
It's like I said, I wish I was the headcanon, or not headcanon, but the official voice for Tangle.
Well, I have had a few people saying that, like, after the stuff I've had you in with them, they have touted you as their headcanon voice for her.
That is... Yeah. I have not heard enough other voices of it. That has still been, like, a somewhat kind of neat idea that I've always thought of doing, but could never have the resources to really pull off, is doing a behind the voice actor kind of like UI, but for fan dubs and fan voices.
I tried to do that with like a little YouTube series where I compare like
I
fan
remember that.
interpretations
I do remember that. Yeah.
It ended up being too much of a hassle for me, and I dropped it. It's a shame because I do like the idea. I just wish it was easier to manage.
Right. Like again, like if it was all in a nice, easy to find UI, like behind the voice actor, how they do it, that'd be great. But
Yeah.
But as far as like just
and all that.
But as far as just like comparing other Tangles, I'm gonna be honest, like, aside from my buddy Hannah, aka H-Dubs, I feel like Celie is the only other... Oh boy.
Nuts. Again,
his saw blades were stronger than mine.
Again, we got 15 lives, and I forgot, the Scrap Ring have 3 acts or 2?
3.
Okay, yeah, so...
Technically 4 if you count the final zone.
Oh, that's true.
All I was gonna say is that, like, since we were just talking about, like, different interpretations of Tangle, is, like, I feel like, aside from my buddy Hannah, aka H-Dubs, I think Celie's the only other person I could think of that I think really nails Tangle, because, Adrenaline Dubs, the actor that they use, she's fine, she has the voice, but I don't think she has that same spunk to her that Celie and Hannah do.
So let's see, and then...
Needless to say, Eggman has pulled all the stops to make sure our goose is cooked.
Yeah, so...
I'm a hedgehog.
Actually, Steve, I think I need to grant you the majority of the credit for sounding spunky because you directed me with that.
Well, and I mean, that's another thing. Is I think voice direction is very key, and I think
Go a long way.
we've come along. Yeah, I think it's a team effort. Oh, and I guess now's as good
I
a time
can't
as
take
any
all the credits.
And I guess it's
I'm fine with you taking the credit.
and I guess now's as good as a time as, oh my gosh, these saw blades.
The rings.
And yeah, now is as good a time as any to say, gosh, oh, not the Crusher.
And somewhere out there, Eggman is wondering, where does Sonic keep all of his rings anyway?
Now, this is a good time to
talk about that, yes, for anyone who has never known or has been curious, and if we haven't already talked about before, yes, what you are watching right now, this is what put Yuji Naka on the map as a big programmer.
Yep, he was one of the 3 founding fathers of Sonic the Hedgehog, along with Naoto Oshima, and I really wish I could remember the name of the third guy, but those are the only 2 that I can immediately remember.
I'll look him up, but I will say that, yeah, the other big thing that Yuji Naka's claim to fame was didn't he become the head of Sonic Team for a while?
No, he was just a simple programmer.
Oh, but yeah, but yeah, no, this was like his technology of like having him slide on screen and like the speed and stuff is. I see.
And this is one of the few cases where the one-button mentality does work, because technically you're in 2D and you can aim it just about anywhere.
Oh, all right. So I'm seeing here. So for Genesis, it's.
Oh.
I found you.
Done yet.
Oh, what the?
Get out of here!
I'm gonna push the button.
Bye-bye,
Sonic.
Right when we have.
And now for Act 3, which is literally not Labyrinth Zone.
Cool, because we got trapped and sent down here and ran. So, yeah, this is the part where most people probably go into this going, really? And Sonic Team's like, huh? What do you think?
I mean,
Like,
for all
so-
we know, they probably had to do it for the sake of a tight deadline, and I guess in some way could make for some decent, lore establishing.
Yeah,
Like
all
kind
this-
of in a similar vein to how Cortex's whole establishment is built on top of an ancient Australian island.
Oh yeah.
Like one of the levels you went to before you got to his castle region was another underground, underground ruins.
That is true. Maybe there's one down below.
There better be.
Oh, there's a
yes.
checkpoint.
Get the. No, it was a small bubble. Big bubble.
Nope.
Aww.
And there you
Oh,
go.
right when it spawned. But you got a checkpoint.
Yes, thank goodness, at least. So let's get out of here.
I can just imagine one of
Well,
those.
that was an inconvenience.
That was a minor inconvenience.
Yeah,
But yeah, continue James with the last bubble right as we died showing up.
I already made the joke earlier, but like I can imagine one of those like the bigger bubbles. Just as Sonic was drowning, we go, "You rang."
Oh, come on!
Yeah, I think they got. I don't know. I forget. Maybe remember. Anyway, so I'm looking up Sonic Hedgehog.
Or that, or just. Do you remember that scene from like season 2 Scrubs where JD's stethoscope is hanging up on the lamp? He calls the janitor, and the janitor in a deep voice is like, "You burn."
I have not watched enough Scrubs to remember that, but I do. I
There we go.
don't not trust you.
Whoa.
So I definitely believe that that's what was said.
And I'm also thinking back to one of the Mickey shorts where they were in space and Pluto went missing, like Pluto, and then the fucking planet comes in. It's like, "You call?
Not you.
I'm looking for my dog, Pluto."
He's not a planet anymore. Get out of here. So I'm looking
Well, it's a dwarf planet technically, so it is a planet. It's kind of like how a wyvern is a type of dragon.
at, yeah,
I'm sorry.
fine, fair.
You
know
bring
how to
that
speak
up,
my
now I'm
language.
just-
Okay.
You bring that up now. I'm just thinking of Snoopy. Oh boy.
Jeez, that makes you jump up for joy. Anyway, continue.
But I was about to say, you say that just with Pluto. Now I'm just thinking Sue saying all like, "Zuko, what's a Pluto?" I don't know if that's her actual line, but I do remember that whole
Excuse me.
exchange.
Bless
See
you.
that.
Thank you.
So I'm looking into it now. So Sonic Team, so Sega. So I'm not sure which of these was the third that James was talking about, but the original Sonic the Hedgehog, in terms of its like developer lore, you better give me a gun. No!
Well,
Help!
Help! Big
Help.
bubble
Orbulon,
now.
you're not helping.
Yeah!
there you go.
Oh,
Right, the last second.
That
I
was
can picture Sonic just going.
yeah, no, absolutely no.
Well,
I
that's
did that,
basically
like,
what he
freaking-
does.
And that's I freaking did that. Like the music had just ended, so let's wait for each one to pop off, each of these to pop a fireball, and then we jump. Okay. But anyway, so I'm looking up the original Sonic the Hedgehog 1. It was developed by Shinobu
Uh-oh.
Toyoda was a producer, and
Toyota.
Toyota.
Toyoda, yeah, Toyoda, not T.
Ow.
Oh, okay.
Interesting enough. Hiro.
I mean, I'm all for coincidences and whatnot, but still.
Hirokazu Yasuhara was a designer. Again, Masato Nakamura was the composer. There's a couple other artists in this: Gina Ishiwatari and Rieko Kodama. Anyway, none of those names I'm familiar with just yet, but again, this
There's plenty involved, but like as far as like big names, we all know like the main artist being Naoto Oshima and the main programmer being Yuji Naka.
right, and
So what the hell am I doing? The level's literally up there.
hurry.
Oh, okay. Whoops.
Well, now I
That's
gotta
a
be
fine
careful.
hide you too. Jeez, thank you, Miss Billy Frames. Be cautious. Oh,
Oh,
forgot about
And with that, level's done.
that. Okay.
Now for the final zone, where we encounter our last fight with the diabolical Dr. Dr. Eggman.
Oh, but
There you go.
But I will also say, in terms of final bosses, one of the most like I'm done fucking around bosses where he's not gonna deal damage to you. I think even if you have rings, if he hits you once, won't getting crushed kill you?
yeah.
Oh yeah, it's a
Yeah,
kill.
Yeah, it's always been the case with Sonic games.
So yeah, no, this is I think. in
Hey,
terms of
wait a
final-
minute! You don't have that until the next game! You cheated, Hedgehog!
Next
But
game,
yeah.
I get a sequel.
But yeah, in terms
Oh,
of final.
oh.
Yeah. Wait a minute. But yeah, in terms of final
I mean,
bosses.
let's remember that. I was about to say, technically, Eggman's Classic
boy.
Celta is in Generation, so that would also count. But then again, there's also Classic Sonic. But anyway,
But yeah, no, yeah. In terms of final bosses, one of the most, I think, punishing ones in terms of like, he just wants to kill you now.
there's that great. Mind you, I still would say the Sonic 2 final boss is harder than this.
Okay, just wait a second. I just
Well,
don't
even
like
if we
the, I
could,
just
like,
don't like the
spin
constant
dash.
risk of crushing.
Well, with the Sonic 2 thing, you have to fight both him and Silver Sonic back to back with no rings.
Oh.
Right. And he's done.
We did it. Now he will try to escape.
Of course, to add insult to injury.
Oh,
really?
That wasn't nice.
You don't have to do that, but it's funnier.
Yeah.
And James did it.
By the way, if you were playing as Tails or Knuckles in this instance, they actually did make custom sprites for this little segment.
Aw. We
With the
got all
power of the
those
Chaos Emeralds. Granted, you only had 6 as opposed to 7, so we'll just give you pretty flowers for now.
Hey, but hey, life has been restored to the world.
And that, my friends, was the end of Sonic the Hedgehog 1.
Yep. The
1!
the old the Taxman port, which I think easily still holds up, and as James has shown me, still the definitive way to experience the first one.
Mm-hmm. And it's still it technically you technically can't get it for free on iOS and Android. I mean, there's also a way to buy it so you don't have to worry about the ads getting in the way. But otherwise, yeah, this is still the definitive way to play the game. Also, yeah, YU2 was Yuji Naka's code name back in the day.
All right.
YU2.
So I mean, I like it. It's pure, quote unquote, I would call white bread Sonic. You know, nice, plain, nice and easy.
Sonic.
What do you think of it, James?
I mean, it is primarily nostalgia talking, but I do still have a soft spot for the very original game. Although, if I was to play any classic Sonic game like nowadays, I'd either fall back into Sonic 3 Knuckles or Sonic CD first.
Okay.
Oh, well, and Sonic 2 as well. I mean, let's be real. Like, this is the one I would probably go back to the least, just because it is very much it very much just laid the bare foundation for the Hedgehog before they added more on top of it.
Which we will hopefully be getting to for our grand.
It also doesn't help, too, that out of all, while there are 6 zones in the game, only 2 of them make the most out of Sonic's trademark speed.
Yeah, all this, close platform, right there is not the best. But, yeah, so hopefully we're going to be able to see all the other grand, stuff in our nice little 30th anniversary celebration party thing. What did you think, Seely?
Fingers! Sorry, I had to make that reference at some point.
Tried. Oh
Well,
my
you didn't.
god.
Why did you should have waited until we bumped on the spring.
No, it's fine. But yeah, what did you think of this little trick?
In all seriousness, I wouldn't mind giving it a try if I ever got the chance.
I hate you, I hate you, I hate you, I hate you, I hate you!
Yeah, if we didn't have all the emeralds, Eggman would be taunting us saying that he took them all, but nope, he just gets to wallow in freaking frustration.
I'm sorry.
You're fine.
Oh, if only Eggman knew, he'd at least get one victory someday. But even then, it wouldn't have mattered. That's it, ladies and gentlemen. Seely, did you guys have any other additional thoughts?
I would give my final thoughts, but they're really not that different from yours and Logan's.
That's completely fair.
Okay.
Seely?
I look forward to trying out more.
That's
All
fair.
right, then.
That, ladies and gentlemen, once we get Matt off his work shift, we will be coming back with Sonic the Hedgehog 2, starring Sonic and Miles Tails Prower. Before we do end off, there was one thing I did want to show off, actually.
Oh?
If I'm able to. I did actually have a couple of completed save files in commemoration for this, so I'll ask one of you guys. Tails or Knuckles?
Tails.
Tails.
Alright, Tails.
Tails it is. So once you beat the game proper
No one
in
likes
the
Knuckles,
iOS version, you do actually get a stage selected. You can pretty much choose whatever level you want. So I'll go with Marble Zone.
Oh, but you can't pick Axe, you have to start from
Oh, that's right. Shit. Never mind.
You
Well,
wanted to
what's
go to... Oh, that's right, you were going to show off that one act to show off that one...
And unfortunately,
Okay.
and while I was tempted, I could try using time attack mode. It'll only let you play as Sonic.
No.
And I picked Spring Art instead of Marble Zone, but whatever.
take
It
back-
proves my point regardless.
I take back everything I said. Taxman was a sham. No, he's fine now. This is
You know what? Just for the sake of it, though, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to go ahead and end our commentary now. But for your viewing pleasure, here's what it would be like if you played Marble Zone Act 3 with Tails and or Knuckles.
Okay.
Till next time, everybody.
Take care.
Bye.
Yosh.
What?